What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Amr Ali. This channel is all about becoming the best version of yourself possible, okay? So let's get into it. This topic, something that they didn't really teach us at school. How to deal with our emotions, the correct, the healthy way to get it out of our system. Because as you know, we were born to express our emotions freely and openly. But what happens is somewhere along the way in our life, we're meant to believe and condition that in order to get the love and approval of our peers, of our family, we have to repress our emotions or hide some parts of us. That was the case for me. Growing up, I was meant to believe that as a man, you don't show your emotions, you do not cry, you do not show your anger because you would be a bad person in that sense. So that caused me to have a lot of anxiety because of that, because I wanted the approval, but at the same time, internally, there was a lot going on, a lot of friction. Okay? So the opposite of repression is obviously expression. So in order to process our emotions and move through it out of the body so it doesn't get stuck in our body, because our body's a temple, it's a vessel, and it's a storage as well. Every time there's an emotion that you do not want to deal with, it gets stored in your body, in your back, in your organs, in different parts. And if it piles up and you're not dealing with your emotions, it becomes physical manifestation, which is a disease. So you might get heart disease or stomach bug or whatever the case is. It starts with the emotion in the beginning. So there's ways to not let that happen, and we're going to talk about that right now, okay? Buddhists talk about this as well. They tell us that human suffering is caused by aversion and clinginess to things, to objects, to things outside of ourselves, and to emotions as well. Wanting to feel certain emotions more and not wanting to feel some emotions. It's the attachment, right? And really putting meaning into different and labeling different emotions. Like the anger is a bad emotion, grief and sadness, I don't want to feel that. I just want to have more joy and zest and enthusiasm for life and my life and all of that. Well, it doesn't really work like that, because in my experience, I realize in order to have more of the good stuff, you got to also deal with this stuff right here, because that way you can have the goodness and more richness of these emotions in your life. Once you cap your emotions, you're capping all the other emotions in that sense. Okay? So one thing they say is accepting is liberating. Okay? And on the emotional chart with David Hawkins, he talks about this a lot. If you don't know who he is, highly recommend you go and check him out. He has so many books, and you can learn. But what he says is that for you to be able to create your life the way you want to create your life, you need to be in a high vibration, high energies. Okay, so being in acceptance is a high emotion. In the chart is at 350. The number on the scale is 350, whereas shame or guilt is at the bottom. It's at the energy level is 30. So you're really limited. So the way you want to do it is really be accepting from your moment to moment instead of running away from or resisting things that happen in your life, okay? So it teaches us to really face the difficulties in our life head on and have self-compassion for ourselves, because sometimes things happen and you might not deal with the way you want to be you wanted to deal with it. So having self-compassion is really important as well. And one thing that I say to myself in the good and bad times is to have this word which they say it's anicca, which is eventually this will pass as well. The good, the bad, the neutral, all these will pass. It's not permanent, it's temporary. It's like the season, you know. It's not going to be summer all year round, right? You have a couple months of sun, and then there's rain, there's snow. Just like it's the same with the emotions. You want to just allow and let it be expressed. The way we can heal is by feeling. Okay, so we have to fully experience all these emotions in order to process and integrate it into our life in that sense. So one way you can do it is practicing mindfulness is really helping you to recognize your feeling and observing it in your body, because there's certain sensation that comes up, right? There's like, let's say if I ask you what would happiness feel like to you, you might feel it somewhere in your chest or in your stomach, and you just lighter. If I told you, hey, what would anxiety feel in your body? So there's certain emotions that you want to get really familiar with and allow that to happen in your body and be accepting of it, okay? One thing that really helps is see it as a game, okay? Make it playful, be fun, make it light. So say to yourself, oh, maybe there's some shame right now coming up. Let me see how long it's going to last. It's going to be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. Just really allowing yourself to feel these emotions that comes up and look at it as a game. Because once you let go of the shame, next thing that might come right after might be some anger. It's like a peeling of the layers of onion, okay? Might be some anger, and then the next thing you know might be some joy, and you don't want to really get attached to those good feelings like joy and happiness, because like I said, everything is temporary, and you don't want to get attached to something that is temporary, because it's just going to bring you more of the suffering, as Buddhists talk about it. So you really want to enjoy the moment, whatever comes up. If it's happiness, oh great, just enjoy it with your full presence. If it's sadness, you also want to really acknowledge it and let it be in your body and experience those feelings to not get trapped in the body, okay? And like emotions need to be expressed one way or another. So goal is to move the energy out of the body so it doesn't get stuck, so we can let it go, okay? And self-expression, it must be, one way you can also do it is by expressing yourself. So expressing what is going on, having somebody that you can talk to, and expressing your emotions is also a healthy way to move through the emotions. So sometimes it might be a little bit challenging just to be mindful. If you have a supportive friend or family member that can guide you through it and can really listen, be there for you, it can be a helpful way to let go of some of these emotions as well, okay? Awesome. So do that. Let me know how it goes. Like I said, mindfulness and being self-aware is like the most important thing in this, just like anything else. Enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next video.